afternoon, everyone. I am so excited to be with you. My name is Austin. This is Flashpoint. Your turnaround story starts right here. And that turnaround story will lead you to your Flashpoint. What is Flashpoint? I'm going to get into that. But I want to let you know that we are celebrating 25 episodes. Whew, can you believe it? 25 episodes. Check. And not only did we complete 25 episodes, but I am excited about what we're going to talk about today and what's to come for you. Because when it's all said and done, if you don't get something out of this and nothing changes for you, it doesn't matter. So let me invite you to step into our world today with the things that we use to kick off the show. And that first thing is the hourglass as a reminder for us to be present. We can't live here. We can't live here in the future. This would be the past. This would be the future. We want to avoid regretting the past. We want to avoid worrying about the future. We want to step right into the glorious moment that is this present moment. And I continue to work on this myself, and I find the moments. And I find that the more I do this, the moments aren't as grandiose or as big as I think. They're really small moments. I was on a call this morning with one of my accountability groups, and one of the things that came up was just walking to the car, a moment of smelling the flowers is all it takes to bring us back into the present moment. And I want you to seek for those moments for yourself today. Number two, we highlight the show with the beautiful light. This in my hand is a prototype of the Thomas Edison light bulb that was successfully created after 10,000 successful attempts of how it wouldn't work were created. And I want you to grab this because each time I share this, I want it to go deeper. 10,000 successful attempts on how the light bulb wouldn't work. But then we have this prototype here that lasted 100 years. I got this from Menlo Park at the very site that the light bulb became into existence, the Flashpoint moment. So take that with you. And then what else do we have? Does somebody want to type it in? Hello, Mandy. Cowbell. We have the cowbell because you can never have too much of it. And we use it, more importantly, to highlight the great moments throughout the show. And I have the blue cowbell today, and I'm not afraid to use it. So we're going to do that. I have a great show lined up for you today. I'm going to talk about the definition of Flashpoint so we can go deeper. I'm going to give it context. I'm going to give you the quote of the week. How about that? Mandy, you're going to stay on for that because I want your reflection on that. We are going to talk about the highlights of Flashpoint. I've been parsing them out over the past week, little dribs and drabs. Well, today I got a full-blown 5-minute production to share with you some of these moments you've seen. Some of them you're going to be seeing for the first time, but let it speak to you. Remember, what can you get from this? One sentence, one word, one powerful moment, one moment of presence, one moment of reflection, one moment of realization, and Flashpoint can happen that quickly. And oftentimes, in my experience, it happens when you're present, when you are in the moment. And sometimes that happens when something in life pulls you into it. A happening in life where you have no choice but to go deeper into the present moment. And something is revealed. And I just had it happen this week. Woo! Cowbell! Woo! I'm excited. And I got the celebratory hat on. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Enough. The definition of Flashpoint. It continues to evolve. Ooh, let me share with you the definition of Flashpoint as it's been revealed, and that is every success story has a flashpoint moment. There's a sudden flash in a person's mind that profound change is happening. The flash is so powerful that the person immediately bursts into activity towards a discovered high aspiration. At this point, they have already had visions in their mind of their outcome as a reality. Take that in. The flashpoint is the actual moment when their aspiration comes to fruition. Their aspiration is realized in the physical realm and bursts forth into existence. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a burst forth. That's the definition. When someone or something bursts forth into activity or being, your flashpoint is not a trickle. The voice inside you may be the still small voice, but the flashpoint, and when I say burst, every cell in your body stands at attention, vibrates with excitement, and rises up and connects to the heavens, the universe, the divine, all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be, connected right in the present moment, which is absolute pure power. That is where you are. So if you stepped into this, welcome. You stepped into something that you're like, what just happened? Well, here we are. So I really wanted to nail that definition down this week because I want you to understand what flashpoint is and what it's evolving into. Because let me tell you, I'm not a brainchild. I'm not some genius, because flashpoint continues to unfold and evolve for me. What we create creates us. What we create creates us. And that's what's happening with flashpoint. Mandy, I want to grab your shares, and then we're going to move on to the quote of the week. And by the way, if you can't have fun, don't do it. If you're not having fun, don't do it. We want to have as much fun as we possibly can. We want to have, let me get this hat. You like my hat? Because guess what? We are going to have fun while we unlock the keys to the universe, success, all that I am, all that I will be. And we can have fun doing it. And all that has happened is past, right? It's gone. And we can evolve. We can take a crisis and turn it into gold. And we just need to be aware. And I'm going to maybe hit on that today because I had something profound happen to me in my studies, because I'm working on the full book. I'm working on my full book of Flashpoint. All right, Mandy, I'm glad you're here. I want you to speak about Voltaire. Voltaire, am I saying that right? All right, here we go. Let me share with you our quote of the week. Here we go. There we go. Voltaire, and a writer, a poet, prolific literary, incredible quote. What do you have to say about this incredible quote? What can you say? I believe that this quote speaks volumes, and I believe, Mandy, your reflection was in the stillness and the quiet is where we can connect to what all the study, all the metaphysics will never fully understand, because it's so deep, vast, and wide. And if we could only glimpse it, grasp it, and what it can mean for our lives in this human existence, we diminish, we devalue. I said on my video earlier this week, maybe I can pull that up, we devalue ourselves, and I don't want you to do that. And this is not a step into my ego and look how great I am thing. This is pure, it's powerful, it's profound, and it's in you and it's absolutely in me, and it's what Flashpoint is about. It's waiting there. It might be laying dormant in some of you. It's waiting to be tapped. We can never fully understand, but we can get a glimpse. We can step onto the ledge, and we could gaze over the precipice and stand in awe, never fully grasping or understanding what lay beneath or above. But we can get a glimpse, we can feel, we can experience, we can tap into things we can't fully understand. Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. And therein lies the keys that can unlock the door, any door in your life, any door. Nothing is impossible to those who believe. And we prove it time and time again in history. Listen, a couple guys just went to the moon, or went to space on their own dime. We went to Mars. We have Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Voyager 1? One of them is still rocketing through the universe right now. It's the man-made device that's traveled further into the universe than anything else that we've ever created. And it still goes today. And I believe we just lost communication with it recently. Avoid devaluing yourself. All right, back to the program. We're at 1:15. I'm checking in on my time. We have about 18 minutes left. We have plenty of great things to get to, including your shares. Mike, I want to welcome you to the program, Flashpoint, and this is our 25th episode. We are just getting started. I want to honor every guest who steps in here. I want you to get something. I want you to walk away better than how you showed up and how you came in. I want my message to meet you where you are. I want you to share a message that might meet somebody else that's listening, because we all have valuable things to share. But sometimes what do? We devalue ourselves and we're silent when we should be vocal. And then when we're vocal, when we should be silent, we're vocal. Step into that. Let me grab your share, Mandy, because I want to really honor you for being here. And you are actually the person, you're the honorary quote of the week. And I will share that again before we end tonight. A happening that leaves a crisis, a happening that leaves no choice as to your direction. Sometimes we need something. Some of us need a crisis, a situation, a challenge to evoke. Or Andrew Carnegie said, a crisis helps one tap into their other selves, where old habits die, new habits that are needed are created so we can blaze a new trail. Some of this could be conscious, some of it could be unconscious, but either way, everything that shows up is designed to move us forward if we can embrace it. And if we can know that deep inside, we're meant to do more, not from an ego standpoint, from a reaching your full potential standpoint. And this became more real for me as I dive into my book that's going to be coming out very soon. Dynamic Definition of Flashpoint, the seed that bursts through the surface and reaches for the skies. Mandy, thank you for sharing. As always, I don't ask you you don't have to broadcast share, but if there's somebody that needs to hear this kind of inspiration, I invite you to share it with them directly. Send them a personal message. Check this out. There's something you need to hear. You need to hear what Mandy's quote, Voltaire. We just talked about that quote. The soul can only be understood through its experience. Even my words can never do justice to what's inside of you. Sometimes the greatest teaching is a moment of presence, isn't it? Have you ever locked eyes with somebody on a connected level and just magic, no words, just pure power, pure connection can change a life. That moment. I got chills. By the way, the cowbell's here. If something moves you, stokes you, provokes you, evokes you, type in cowbell and I will share the cowbell with you. It's the 25th episode. Welcome, everyone. I got plenty more to get to. Highlight reels. We got what's going on with Flashpoint. There's a lot of exciting things. Okay. I want to just highlight this because we were talking about Voltaire quote. In the stillness and void is where you connect at God energy level that knows no other learning. Some of you are listening to this, and what you most need is our hourglass, which is the present moment. You haven't created stillness in your life. Let me share this with you. Without stillness in your life, you will not reach your full potential, my friend. Without creating pockets of and some of you have very busy lives. To get that stillness may take a little extra work. Grab what you can. Grab a minute, grab 5 minutes, take a breath. Start to cultivate the habit of stillness. Sit in the chair, lay on the ground, on the floor. I lay on the carpet. I literally lay on the carpet. Sometimes I lay on the grass and I just pause. Because I say to myself, if I can grab this moment, I take my power back. There's no past. There's no future worry. There's no person. It's me and pure connection. And you can do it too. Start today to cultivate that. Some of you jumped on here just for that today. Just for that alone. You jumped on here today. Sometimes what you need is time, space, and grace. Mike, I got chills because that's something that I've been cultivating here. And again, what I've found, Mike, is that many people are too harsh on themselves for a past mistake. And this is not a ticket to continue to do the wrong thing. But what we need is time, space, and grace to process. Sometimes we need to go, I'm doing the wrong thing. Yes, I need to be aware. Look in the mirror and go, I'm doing the wrong thing right now. Get clear with yourself. Get honest with yourself in the moment. It doesn't mean it needs to change right that moment, but the power to step in it and honor what's going on, or I should say embrace, because if you're doing something wrong, you don't want to honor it. You honor your journey. You embrace what is. And then you allow yourself to have time, space, and grace. Because what I found is when I give myself time, space, and grace, what I need shows up. I'm going to give you a weird example here. I recently started shooting basketball again because I played when I was a child. It was my childhood dream. I had a lot of issues in my head growing up. Most people don't know. I had lots of lack of belief in myself. I battled with self-worth a lot, and I self-sabotaged. And in basketball, it was my escape, but it also caused me pain because I felt like I didn't reach my full potential because of all the stuff going on. But what I realized when I went to shoot again, there's a moment when I would go to shoot the ball, and if I just paused just enough and I was present with what was going on, I could succeed almost every time. And the moment I slipped out is when the shot would go off. And that's a micro moment of time, space, and grace, if you will. We call it grace. It's a micro moment of connection, really. And sometimes the time, space, and grace is just an augmentation of that. We need more of that to allow ourselves process and trust. See, because a lot of times we get shaky because we're not trusting ourselves. I want you to trust yourself. Everything you need is within you now. But sometimes you need to allow the processing of that. And I believe it with every fiber in my being. If you do that, the right thing will show up at the right time when you most need it. And I really and truly believe that. Really and truly believe that. Flashpoint brought me clarity through time, space, and grace, said the poet. And Mandy, we know you are a poet, ghostwriter, women's coach. All kinds of things are burgeoning for you. And I'm excited for you, Mandy. I really am. It was like that for me when I began a race, that moment just before the gun went off. Pure focus in that moment. Everything else goes away in the moment. Trust. You will know what to do in the moment when it's required if you allow yourself to embrace. Okay, where are we at here? I am going to go into some highlights. Now, I had some technical issues, but we are going to press forward. I'm going to share this in a different way. This is going to be a 5-minute highlight reel of our Authors Summit, of Flashpoint highlights throughout the thing, the Meet Me in the Morning, the inspirational reel that we did. And I'm going to make an announcement. There's going to be a Journey to Freedom 2.0. Journey to Freedom 1.0 was last year to the Grand Canyon. Guess what? I'm going to do a Journey to Freedom 2.0. Why? Because I want to bring you more experience. It's nice to be able to share information, but I want to bring you experience that's going to open you up. And we're going to do more of that. All right, here we go. Let me share this. I'm excited to share it. By the way, you got to laugh too. Please laugh at me if you want. I got a goofy hat on. All right, here we go. Let me share this. Let's see if it works. All right, that worked. Here we go. You're going to have to give me a sound check. Okay, let me know if the sound's working. Here we go. Give me a sound check. For a minute. I want you to share a topic that you want me to discuss in next week's show. So contemplate on that. I'm going to share Mandy's quote, and then I'm going to queue up this video for you because I know you're going to absolutely love it. All right. So what topics or guests do you want to see next week? The video should be on. What topics do you want to see next week? All right. So type that in, and I'm going to put the quote back on, and I'll be right back. Okay, what topics do you want to have for next week? All right, here we go. Here, I'm going to share with you our little highlight reel now. Here we go. All right. Here we go.
The setup for tomorrow is in today. So if I'm not taking care of today, I'm not going to be able to take care of tomorrow, right? So just start, man. Just be true to yourself and just go get it. You know, just be smart. And being successful is not easy. Courage greater than fear equals success in my life. Try it. It will probably work in your life as well.
Everybody doesn't deserve to get to know the real thing. Life is one day you can be here and one day you can't. You're not guaranteed the next second. You understand the value of a life, because once it's gone, you can't get it back. Live the life on social living. If you're not dreaming big enough for people are like, how's you going to do it? Like, you're not good enough. You're not dreaming big enough.
You wonder how you're going to get out, how you're going to survive. and you hear people say, I'll hate that person for the rest of my life. Hate is a very strong and powerful word, and it carries a terrible connotation with it. The opposite to hate is love. Love is what the world is made up of, our planet, the life we see in it, in nature.
So
love is the anchor to forgiveness and grace.
When people, especially in business, get in trouble, they don't change what they're doing. They do the same thing that they're doing, but they do it more and harder. So, you know, we are diamonds. A lump of coal needs pressure, and then it becomes a diamond. So when you're going through these difficult times, whatever the universe gives you, however you believe in that, God, whatever it gives you it because you can handle it. And when you do handle it, you're going to be that much stronger on the other side.
Meet me in the morning.
The fact that you went for it, the fact that you put it on the line and you went for your highest aspirations, for good or for bad, is a form of success.
If you're in a state of overthinking, sometimes the thing you most need to do is pull back and chill out, allow yourself to process, and then ask yourself, what's the next logical step? What's most important? What's the next logical step that I can take that would yield me the greatest positive results? Value your journey. Today is a masterpiece. Today is your masterpiece. Today is for you to embrace. You may not be creating paintings, but what did you do today? Nothing ever is lost. You will experience unexpected success in common hours. All right, everyone, I am up against the clock, but what an incredible episode. I want you to join us next week. Bring your topics. Journey 2.0. Here's a little teaser. I am going to be biking across the continental United States. Yours truly, I am going to bike across the U.S., bringing you more experiential experiences that create your turnaround story and lead you to your flashpoint. Join me next week when we dive in deeper. Have an outstanding Friday. I'm with you. Bye for now, everyone.